The final lap. The crowd was on its feet. The deafening roar of engines echoed through the circuit as the riders blasted past the main straight, their machines screaming at full throttle. This was it, the final lap. Ethan gritted his teeth, his gloved hands gripping the handlebars of his Honda CBR 1000RR. Sweat dripped inside his helmet, but he had no time to wipe it away. Ahead of him, just a few bike lengths away, was Marco Vasquez, the reigning champion. They had fought for this all season, a rivalry built on speed, precision, and pure determination. Now everything came down to this last 3.5 miles of tarmac. Ethan tucked in behind Marco, his heart pounding as they approached turn 1. He could hear the roar of Marco's Ducati just ahead, every gear shift a reminder that time was running out. The tires screeched as they leaned into the corner, their knees barely grazing the asphalt. Ethan felt the bike struggle beneath him, but he held firm. His only chance was coming, the back straight. If he could slipstream Marco and time his move perfectly, the championship would be his. He took a deep breath. One lap, one shot. No mistakes. Final lap. The roar of the engines filled the air as the riders leaned into the first corner. Ethan Blaze Carter was in third place, his Yamaha R1 humming beneath him like a wild animal ready to pounce. This was the last race of the season, the championship on the line. He needed to win. Ahead of him, Marco Vasquez and Darren King were fighting for the lead, their bikes inches apart as they powered down the straight. Ethan tucked in behind them, waiting for his chance. The race had been brutal. 8 laps of high-speed warfare, elbows scraping, engines screaming. Now, on the final lap, it was all or nothing. As they approached the hairpin turn, Ethan saw his opening. Marco braked too late, going wide. Ethan seized the inside line, cutting past him in a blur. Now it was just him and Darren. Darren was a veteran, a 2-time champion, and he wasn't about to give up. He swerved aggressively, blocking Ethan at every opportunity. The final stretch approached, a long straight leading into the last corner. Ethan knew what he had to do. He tucked in, squeezed the throttle, and pushed the bike to its absolute limit. The wind roared in his ears as he edged closer, side by side with Darren. Then, at the last moment, Ethan pulled a daring move. He braked later than anyone would dare, throwing the bike into the final turn with precision. For a split second, he thought he might lose it. His rear tire wobbled, almost sliding out. But then, traction, control, speed. Ethan rocketed out of the corner, his front wheel barely touching the ground as he flew toward the finish line. The checkered flag waved. A split second later, Darren crossed behind him. Ethan had won. As he rolled into the pit lane, Darren pulled up beside him and gave a nod. "Hell of a move, kid," Ethan grinned. "Had to risk it all." And that's exactly what racing was about.